everyone's benefit, but they were having a bit of a chat. I don't know, it'll be interesting to see how he is on the radio. There's definitely frustration with Verstappen at the moment. It sounds weird to say that, seeing as he's P2 on the front row, but he's been calling out the team, saying that they need to improve again, which sounds strange for such a dominant World Championship winning team. So I don't know, it's going to be one to watch. Interesting to see how he deals with today. If he's in the lead, it might all be fine, but if he's up against it and Lando Norris can hold on to that P1 spot off the lead, maybe we'll see a frustrated Verstappen.
Yeah, we know what that sounds like. Thank you very much, guys. Rosanna and Harry and Alice. I also saw just sort of the race on the BBC Sport website. You will hear it.
Front row.
Hopefully we'll get you on the grid as well a little bit closer to race time. Thank you very much, guys. The Grand Prix live from Zandvoort, 5 Sports Extra from 1:45. Let's take you back into the Scottish Premiership. St Mirren, Celtic with the champions cruising. Connie.
Yeah, St Mirren Celtic 2, and Alice was talking about blustery conditions there and making for a bit of unpredictability. That's certainly what we've got here, and I think it's impacting slightly Celtic's intensity in this second half, if I'm being honest with you, Steve. We've just seen the introduction though of Kyogo. I wonder if Manchester City might be watching. 60 minutes on the clock. St Mirren nil, Celtic 2.
Thank you, Connie. US Open tennis gets underway in New York tomorrow. We'll have extensive coverage on 5 Live Sport during the fortnight. Our correspondent Russell Fuller will be at Flushing Meadows throughout the tournament, and he's joined us now from New York. Russell, fair to say there's no clear favourite in either draw. Should we start with the men's?
Good afternoon, Steve. Yes, we are ready to go, and I think unusually so, that is the case in the men's draw as well. The big three that we've been talking about for much of the year are Jannik Sinner, who's just won the title in Cincinnati, but as we will discuss, has had quite a lot on his mind this last week with those positive doping tests, which resulted in him not being banned from playing the sport. Novak Djokovic, he's completed his final ambition in many ways by winning Olympic gold in Paris, but can he still win over 7 5-set matches at the age of 37? Carlos Alcaraz, he's won the French Open and Wimbledon, but he lost that gold medal match to Djokovic. He had a horrible defeat to Gael Monfils in Cincinnati recently. So opportunities for one or two others, including Alex Zverev, former champion Daniel Medvedev, and Britain's Jack Draper. He's seeded for the first time, so I think he'll like his chances too.
We're going to hear from Novak Djokovic, who has his finger in multiple pies. He's also the president of the Players' Council, and he's been calling for standardised approaches to tennis doping cases after Jannik Sinner escaped a ban, having tested positive for a banned substance. Here's Djokovic.
I think collectively there has to be a change, and I think that's obvious. Many players have had similar or pretty much the same cases where they haven't had the same outcome, and now the question is whether it is can afford to pay a significant amount of money for a law firm that would then more efficiently represent his or her case.
That's Novak Djokovic. I suspect Jannik Sinner would disagree with that. He has been cleared of any wrongdoing for the doping offence. Is this the issue, Russ, that the cases are easier to fight for the higher profile players? Is that the general feeling?
Yes, and I think in that tennis reflects society. Financial clout gives you many, many advantages. So Jannik Sinner had huge financial resources to throw at the problem straight away. It meant that he had a higher chance of being able to fight the mandatory provisional suspension, and that was the case here. Also, it was perhaps easier for the process to be resolved quicker because Sinner could employ many lawyers who were fighting the case 24/7. The advantage Sinner also had, Steve, was that he and the team suspected they knew immediately what the source of the contamination was, and a lot of players are uncertain. But if you follow through what Djokovic is saying there, perhaps he's suggesting there should be some sort of legal aid fund whereby anybody in the world, whatever their ranking, whatever their bank balance, would have access to a team of lawyers to fight cases such as this.
Let's hear next from Emma Raducanu, back at Flushing Meadows for only the second time since she won the title. Here she is.
I love this tournament. I have amazing memories from it in 2021. It's just a great feeling to come back and to see my face on the wall, to see my name on the trophy. I think that's pretty spectacular, and yeah, feeling really good.
And you played just the one tournament in the US between Wimbledon and this US Open. What was the thinking behind that? Because